What's up YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about Chromebooks. So if you're like me and you've recently crawled out from under a rock, you may be surprised to learn that Chromebooks have been in something of a global supply shortage. What with the ongoing pandemic and a lot of people needing laptops and other devices for work from home scenarios or whatever they need them for, these devices are quite popular. Also, coincidentally, or perhaps not coincidentally, a leading provider of a redistribution of Chrome's or Google's ChromeOS, Neverware, was recently purchased by Google itself. And Neverware has done a great job of taking Google's original source code. So Google open sources all of the underlying stuff that's running on, or most of the underlying code that's running on your typical Chromebook. So what they've done is they've taken the open source code that Google has provided, repackaged it, and made it possible for you to install ChromeOS on any hardware that you desire. So here I've got an example of that. So I'm working with a 2009 produced Thinkpad T400. So this is very, very old hardware, but it still works great. It's in great shape. Keyboard is working. It's got 4 gigabytes of RAM and a dual-core CPU. So this is a great example of a device that you can repurpose with Neverware's distribution of ChromeOS and breathe new life into old hardware. So to give you an idea of how this performs, I've already installed it here, and I installed the Excel plugin just not to be totally dependent on Google stuff. And here you can see it performs pretty well. It's pretty usable as an online Excel laptop. I've also installed the classroom and a bunch of other tools which are available. So I'd say overall this is a quite usable Chromebook, even though this is very, very old hardware. So what I would like to do with the rest of this video is show you just how I actually got this working and highlight some of the great work that Neverware did to make this very easy to use for end users like me. And hopefully you can make use of an old laptop that's sitting in an attic or in a basement somewhere and breathe some new life into it. So I'm on Neverware's page here for the Home Edition, which is the completely open source free version that they provide. And you got to kind of click around their site a little bit to really get to the part where you can actually download the software that we are going to install. So if you are on the Home Edition page here, I'll provide the link in the description. And you can scroll down, and they've got 2 different options for installing. I don't have this option because I'm not on a Windows machine, but I honestly would probably just suggest going with the full image download right off the bat. So in this way, what you're doing is you're downloading this. I'll kick it off, but I already have it downloaded here. You're downloading the entire image with everything that's going to be needed to install Chrome on the new laptop. And then it's really as simple as going to Balena Etcher. So if you've watched any videos about installing 2 single board computers or anything like that, it's actually very much the same concept. So you're going to want to grab the file that you downloaded. It's a disk image, just like those other distributions would be. And you want to select, so I've got a USB key installed or plugged in to my laptop here. I'm going to hit select and then flash. And it's really as simple as that to prepare the USB key. So this will take a bit of time, so I'm probably going to just go on silent mode, and this is going to record while it is flashing. And so it looks like we are finished. So our USB key is flashed, and we're ready to plug it into our laptop and start installing Cloud Ready. So we've got our USB stick ready to go, and now all we got to do is plug that in to the side, start up, and then on ThinkPads it's F12 that you need to hit on boot to make sure that you're going to boot up off of the USB stick. So this might differ depending on whether you're using a different bit of hardware, but for ThinkPads this is usually the way. And so you can see here now I've got a list of disks that I can boot off of. So here's the Kingston Data Traveler, So this is where we've got Cloud ready, and now we're going to start booting that off of the USB. And so this will take a little bit of time because it depends a lot on the speed of your USB stick. And since these aren't, super fast machines, this might take a minute or two. Okay. So just hit let's go. And it will immediately ask you for and then right away, so when you boot up with the USB stick, you are kind of creating a sort of ephemeral instance of Chrome, and then you need to sign in, and then once you're signed in, it will allow you to actually install to the hard drive permanently. So I'm going to log in now. And this will require me to use my phone, which is currently recording, but hopefully we can figure this out. Okay, so unfortunately it looks like when I tried to use my phone, which was recording the video, to tell the Chromebook that I was allowed to log in, it stopped my video, but not much has changed. So basically I've signed into the device now and I can hit get started. And then you get some stuff here. So highly recommended to install the proprietary media components. It's not, pure open source, but in pragmatically speaking, it's probably better to install these things so that you're not gonna have any trouble watching videos and that kind of thing. So this is a good thing to go into settings and install the proprietary media components. And then once you're here, so close that off. Okay, and so this is kind of like your, try before you buy kind of period here. So this is running completely off of the USB key. Once you're confirmed and you're comfortable and you're ready to actually install this to the hard drive, you can click on the little menu down at the bottom right here and click Install OS. So this just gives you the typical kind of warnings saying, hey, we're going to erase your hard drive, all that stuff's going to go away. So yes, we are okay with that. And it's now going to install Cloud Ready directly to the hard drive. And so the beauty of having created this USB key with the larger image is that this isn't going to take nearly as long because it's not going to start downloading anything off of the network. Okay, so I just paused the video while it was installing because it was going for about 10 minutes or so. And at the end of the installation, it shuts down everything on its own. And the one thing you need to be cognizant of is just to make sure you take out the USB key before you try to reboot. So let's start up again. So you can see USB key is not in there. So everything has been installed directly to the hard drive. And there's that nice satisfying sound of a spinning hard drive when you boot up the OS from from old-fashioned computers. Although this ThinkPad also supports SSDs, but in this case I'm still using one of these old spinning hard drives. So you can see Cloud Ready is installed and it's booting up. We'll let it get to the login screen just to be sure that everything's looking good. And so you can see we're back at a similar screen. So this is pretty much the unboxing experience that you should have when you buy a new Chromebook, more or less. And click here, and then same procedure. Connect to your Wi-Fi, use your Google account to log in, and you're good to go. So I hope this shows you that it was actually quite simple. A little bit of waiting as things install, but generally not a lot of work to take one of these old laptops and make it ready to go as a Chromebook in 2020. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave me any comments in the comment section, and thanks for watching.